financial independence right away. So you have to do something other than that, you know, to continue with your passion. That's my, see, when I was in the States, it's very difficult. I mean, I knew what I wanted to do from right on. Like, I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker, and I studied and I worked at it. In the States, you have to do something else, because I don't have a, you know, a millionaire father there who's given me a house in Beverly Hills. I have to work, and I have to work in that industry and keep doing what I want to do. That is to make or direct. It was a little long journey, so I ran and came back to Bombay. But that's the whole thing for a lot of women here who want to, you know, go into this kind of, you know, passion journey. You have to keep that, you know, where is the money coming for the rent, and where is the money coming for the, you know, next electricity bill. So you have to keep balance between both of the worlds. You know, passion is, keep at it, don't let it go, but, you know, keep working work within the industry. I know writers who are working in a studio to kind of make the ends meet, but they continue writing their scripts, and they continue you know, going and meeting directors, and, you know, that's how I think is the way to go forward.
There's also this issue, particularly for women, of, well, I think that, you know, we all have different identities, and we don't have just one identity, right? I mean, we have so many different identities that collate to form, you know, our personality or who we are as a human being. That's how I feel. So we have our own, my many identities are: I'm an Indian, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm an actor. I may or may not be religious. Whatever it is, we all have these different identities, right? And I feel that that there is so much pressure on us from, especially when we have kids. You know, I read a very interesting article about women who were in the IITs and IIMs in the 1980s and where they are today. So they're as qualified as the men, but they did this follow-up for these women, and they found that most of them had, you know, they had children in their, by the time they were in the 30s, most of them had children, and they had to switch. So most of them either were running their own business from home, or they had set up something else on their own. Whereas the men who had, studied there were flourishing in that particular line in their business. They didn't have to actually, they didn't get derailed, as you said. Of course, the first thing to identify is whether you want to work or not. Because, of course, that is a choice, and you're free to exercise that choice. A lot of people don't have that choice. A lot of women have to work. They may not have the luxury of that choice. And I think it is important to work, because I think that, you know, that identity of being a working woman or being financially independent, I think that is a very important part of our identity. Not only for our own self-esteem, but also how other people relate to us. I feel really proud that I am, you know, a working mother to my son. I think it's really important for my son to see a strong, independent working woman like I saw my mother, you know.
I think I read something yesterday which I think it was a Harvard Business Review study or whatever, which said that working mothers often produce success.
I think it's so sweet that you're asking this question. I had the same problem when I was about, you know, 18. Because it started then, and it's only now that I feel passionate about something, because I've not been very passionate a kind of person anyway. That's okay, but the thing is, the most important thing is to know yourself, no? If you don't know yourself, and you don't know what your priorities are, and what makes you happy, then how will you shape your life accordingly? Then you're only waiting for external stimuli. If you can identify a few things, that give you pleasure, that are in your control, some of it at least, not all of it is, you know, most of it is not, then, and follow that. Like I was saying earlier, I'm not ideal on this panel because I was never passionate about acting. I never really wanted to become an actor. But today, I'm passionate about wanting to make a film. And I know this because I've been at the same thing for almost 2 years. I was never a writer. I've written a script. You know, for me, it's a major achievement. For other people, it's minor. It's just that I never thought I would stick with one thing for so long. the best is to get to know yourself really well, and it's not easy.
It's not.
So we were all talking about finding a passion, leaving your job, or following your passion and all that stuff.
Sometimes, like I think, working hard, you can hear me, right? A hard work can lead to a lot of self-discovery, and through that you can discover your passion. Like what it is you care about, how far you can push yourself, what your priorities are. I think it's only in times of adversity that you actually get to know, what is important and what is not, and that your true character comes out.
I think there's this really interesting book about
The dancing and the singing into one channel, and for all you know, it will be, a film.
The most important thing is that you feel the need to creatively express yourself, it seems, since you have described not things like science or, art. Well, you've described dancing, singing, photography.
design. Last question, please.
Even I am interested into acting, and seeing people struggle at auditions right now as so being just 18 years old, there are so many confusions in your mind that you don't know where it leads you to. You're not even sure if you'll get into acting or not. So how do you deal with such confusions and unsurety? How do you keep up with that?
First of all, that, and meanwhile to say thank you and express our appreciation, we have small tokens for you. Thank you very much for your time, your energy, your passion, and giving so much of yourself. Iffy. Let's see how much energy in the room.
करियर कनेक्शन की बात हो रही तो हम जानना चाहिए वो कोपला की वो कौन सी एज थी जब कोपला ने डिसाइड किया कि मुझे एक्टर बनना है और बॉलीवुड इंडस्ट्री में।
देखिए मैं एक चीज़ ही बोलूँगी, which is that I think it's very important for women to have financial independence. I think women have many identities as do men, but it is very important that we know ourselves and we know what we want from life, and we have the opportunity to create those choices for ourselves. And I think that the reason why I'm here today is to encourage more women to work, and for working mothers to join the workforce, and for corporates and companies to welcome them, embrace them, and have flexible policies so that we can include this whole demographic into the workforce. Thank you. Excuse me, ma'am.
मुझे ये सम्मान मिल रहा है मेरे फेवरेट अखबार आज मैं नवभारत टाइम्स के एनिवर्सरी के फंक्शन में आई हुई हूँ। इस अखबार का मेरी ज़िंदगी पर, मेरी ज़ुबान पर बहुत ही गहरा प्रभाव रहा है। मैं बचपन में एक्चुअली मैं 11